Joyful day, beautiful beings. Welcome back to my channel. You are watching another episode of Sierra Unconventionally Speaks, and I don't take that lightly. And so, if you are new here to this space, welcome from the heart. We send you a heartfelt welcome. And so, as we just beat right along, what is this space about? Somebody tell them. That's okay. I'll tell them. This space is considered unconventional because we know that there is no box. We color how we want to color because there's no lines to color outside of. Don't you see? You see that I have no lenses in my glasses because I no longer want to just see the world as it's been portrayed to me. Propagandized, judgmentalized, bias-wise, everything that has nothing to do with me being my best, most magical self. You being a better version of yourself. Yes, and so I understand that a better you equals a better me. So I do these videos to help better Sierra in hopes that to remind you to better you. And then once you better you, you'll better somebody else. And now we're better. You get it? Yeah. Yeah. And just like that, we fixed the world. We fixed a majority of the things that is happening. So the last few episodes, we've been talking about going back to school, decluttering your spaces. And the three ways that we get unconventional here is that we recover, we discover, and we empower. And we add three words before those core words, and that is why this space is considered unconventional, because those words are not the words that the world really has taught us or really has a real frequency about. And so in your recovery, right? So you joyfully, you do these things joyfully. And we do these things intentionally. And that is two words that the world does not just say when you're born. Make sure you find the joy, because it also says that the joy of the Lord is our strength. But they almost do so much that we'll overlook the joy because we're so busy trying to figure things out, or we're in flight or fight mode, whatever it is, right? And so we've been talking about back to school and how you can declutter and how you can sanitize your space with natural things. And so I wanted to talk about going back to school in several of the series so we can use that as something that if you have children, it's a thing that consistently happens for a certain amount of time. And even if you don't have children, you are still affected by back to school, right? School zones, more buses, being mindful of children on the street, just your children in the community. And so all these things. So going back to school is a universal thing. It doesn't just affect one class or creed of people. And so we use that to help us see that there could be a consistent thing that we do. And if we're not mindful, we'll just get in default mode on how we do it. And we'll continue to repeat the cycles, the narrative, the energy, the mindset, the heart set. And each year, going back to school becomes something that you dread opposed to something that you're able to find joy in. Yeah. Or something that you're able to recover from differently. Because if you have, one child above the child, and you already done this before, right? So because you've done it before, you should be a little more acclimated. You should be a little more oiled up. So you're not squeaking in the same way you squeak preparing your first child for school for the first year. You shouldn't be maybe you figured out not to cry because you're on child 3, so you're no longer crying the first day of the school as far as the fear of letting them go out and learning to explore, you're probably crying because now you're excited about what they're going to experience. So do you see the same event, but how you show up for it looks different, feels different, gives a different result. And so recover, discover, and empower. What is that here? Every series you talk about recover, discover, and empower. Those are your holistical benefits. Those are your holistical magical pins. Yes. When you figure out how to recover yourself, how only you can recover, then you change the whole narrative. You will switch the whole game up. And then you figure out how to discover something beautiful and magical from something that might have caused you some pain, might have helped you experience a few tears rolling down your cheek, right? That doesn't stop it from being a beautiful moment, right? And so then after you discover, you get to empower. Yes, empower. And because this is an unconventional space, we spell empower not the typical way. We spell it I-N-power. Because where does it start? It starts in you. It starts with the you that's inside of you that is waiting on you so you could do. Yes, it's waiting on you so you could do the things that your heart desires. And so again, the back to school series with Whitney Sanchez that she did a workshop here at the Museum of Motherhood as part of our IC series that we offer through the Health, Wellness, and Education Committee. And I am a part of that committee. And so here at the Museum of Motherhood on Selective Tuesdays, we bring the community in space and we have a topic about something of the interest. And then we bring a community business, a community partner, a nonprofit organization, or just an everyday hero and shero looking to share some great resources that allow us to be resilient. And then we feel included. Yeah, because don't you want to feel included in the decisions and the things and the growth that's going on around you in your neighborhood, in your city, even in your household, right? On your job. And then after the inclusion, we connect, right? So we remind ourselves that we are resilient because the person standing up there in front of us looks like us. They're human just like us. And so we're able to see ourselves through them. And then we're able to feel included. And then after included, we feel connected. You now walk out of this space with resources, information that you did not have before. And so now you're able to know that you don't have to fight alone. You being your best self, your best mom, your best dad, whatever it is that you desire to be, doesn't mean you got to be so independent that you don't ask for help when you need help. That is not how it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be so independent that you put yourself in situations that really are not beneficial to you. Ask for the help. Come to a community event. Join your neighborhood association, right? Join a nonprofit organization. But don't you dare do it by yourself. When there are people who want to help you do it. And if you feel like there isn't, then possibly you are in the wrong company. You are saturating and cultivating yourself in the wrong places. And so life is going to start feeling unrewarding. It's going to start feeling unsatisfied. Because if you continue to repeat the thing like back to school, that's why I used it. If you continue to repeat the thing, the consistent thing that might happen, and you don't do anything different, then it is absolutely going to feel the same. If you're not allowing yourself to recover, discover, and empower, then you might be in your own way. Yeah, because our human experience isn't just to feel sad, to be mad, to point the finger, to say all those things. You are a spiritual being inside this flesh that the world identifies as whatever, but you got an eye, an ear, and most of all, you have a pancreas, you have a liver, you have a heart, you have a white blood cells, you got red blood cells. And so you are already a whole thing internally that we often forget because we're so busy looking outside. And so I want to encourage you to look inside of the situation. The thing that you might feel like it's not changing, don't look at it from the surface level. Look at it from inside out. And then you're able to give yourself what is like essential nutrients, right? For it to do something different for you this time, right? It won't just make you be bitter. It won't just flare up or trigger you. It won't send you down your manic depression. It won't do that, right? And then not that you won't feel what that feels like, but you're now also able to see what you didn't see before because you're allowing yourself to just recover a little bit differently. Huh, Sierra? Yes. That same cookie dough, if you put chocolate chips in it, it is now chocolate chip cookie dough. So if you do one thing differently, the outcome can absolutely be differently. How you recover, how you see yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you appreciate yourself will start to feel different. It will then look different. And you won't have to go around telling people that you made this big old change. What a wonderful change that has come over me, right? You won't have to go around with a sign that says, hey, I made this change. The world will know. They will know because you're going to look different. You're going to walk different. You're going to talk different because how you show up for you is going to show. How you are recovering from life and the hustle and the bustles and being drop kicked and then put in the figure four. How you now recover from that, it's going to show. And then because you're looking at it differently, you're now able to discover where is Waldo. Remember, I looking for where is Waldo, and you got to look at all those things, and you thought that you found Waldo. So once you recover, you would now then be able to discover things from the same thing that you've always looked at. That one picture hanging on your wall you've been seeing your whole time going out your house, you're now going to be able to look at that picture and it's going to speak to you differently. You're now going to be able to see beauty in that picture that you didn't see before. You're going to be able to discover, like Indiana Jones did on the Tip of Doom. I wrote about it in my first book. I just like to use it as a reference. You're going to be able to discover things, new things that you didn't even know from the old things that is still around you, that has been around you. And you use those new discoveries to remind yourself, to give yourself the opportunity to do something different, to be a different version of yourself, to love on you the way that you want others to love on you, to do unto yourself the way you are mad at people who didn't show up and do certain things for you. What about you? What about when is it your turn to do it for yourself? To recover in a brand new way, right? Old things are passed away and behold, all things are new. When you decide you want to do with the old and recover differently so you can discover a new thing that will then empower you and make you feel good on the inside out. Because listen, you don't attract how you look. You attract how you feel about you. That's the message. Thank you for showing up today. And so we're going to end with this from this nice little book that says, if things aren't going right, stay to your left, right? If it ain't going right, do something different. Stay left. Don't stay on the right hand side if it's no longer benefiting you. So, a new thought can change your life. So think another thought. Stop thinking those stinky thinking. It ain't getting you nowhere. You hating yourself. You're not appreciating life. It might be time for you to fall in love with life again. So think another thought. Often changing the way you look at a problem. Now, I didn't even know that said that. Often, more so, the way you look at a problem can, and I'm going to say unconventionally, it will make all the difference. Y'all keep smiling, keep shining. A better you equals a better me. Do me a favor, like, comment, and share. If this didn't do anything for you, maybe it's for somebody else, but they won't get it if you don't share it. And if you like my shirt, then go in the description box. I'll leave all the information there. It's at the Museum of Motherhood. I'm here on Fridays. You can pull up from 12 to 6 p.m. Thank you so much. Keep smiling, keep shining. A better you equals a better me. Do, 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 do.